guys, welcome back to Yvette's Life. So we are here today with Casey. So today is her prom, so I will be doing her makeup and I will be showing you guys what I do for her makeup, I guess. So yeah, I mean there's nothing to explain. We are still in our PJs. It's gonna be a long day, so just bear with us. Let me zoom you guys in on her face. So what I'm going to be using is the Born This Way foundation. She's in the shade Ivory. Focus. I don't think it could focus, but yeah, she's in the shade Ivory. Born This Way foundation. So what I like doing is cleaning up the eyes, or like priming it with this, just so that it can match. Oh, I was like, what is that? Just so it could match. I do need to be careful because, as you guys can see, I did her lash extensions, so we don't want to get into that. Put a little bit on here. Bring it out. I like bringing it out in the right here. What is this called?
The bone,
the bone between your nose. Is it? Just because I feel like you get really dark here. Oh, and just a heads up, she did prep her face already. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but she did already prep her face, moisturizing it, washing it, everything.
Sunscreen, very important.
Yes, today is extremely hot, and even when it's not sunny, you need to have it.
Yeah.
Then here are the palettes I will be using. I'm going to be using the Patrick Ta palette, and then the Makeup by Mario. And this one is the... Let me show you guys. I don't know what it's called. It's the Master Mattes. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this palette everywhere. And then... this one was the first palette that Makeup by Mario had came out with.
Oh, this is Patrick Ta.
Oh, Patrick Ta. I can't even talk anymore. I almost dropped my palette. So yes, two very beautiful palettes. We are doing a more matte look. Just because we're adding rhinestones, so we don't want to do too much. So let's get started with that. And just a heads up, we're totally winging today. We do not know what we're doing. We did not have time to do a prom look, anything like that.
It'd be like that.
So I will be using Fenty powder. I'm just going to use this to kind of set the foundation on her eyes so that everything could blend super smoothly.
What shade is your translucent powder? Like, you have to be specific.
Well, this is just my translucent powder, but everybody's skin tone's different, so the shade I use is Butter.
Butter pecan.
Butter Pecan. Her. So
Why don't you
I
take
will
off the thing for the mirror?
because I don't want to. I'm not going to call them matte 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just show you guys which one I'm going into because I don't want to take the time to like try to be like, this is matte, this one. So I am going into like the lightest, not the white one, but the one next to it. And I'm going to start working on her crease a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Make sure it's all blended out. And this one is a super fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M504. So as you guys can tell, this one's more for blending already. But just because I want this color to be already like a pretty full canvas kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm doing it like this. The shade Medium Deep Matte Bronzer from Too Faced, the chocolate one.
It smells so good.
So I will be using this on the crease as well. And I like going into the brow area right here just because when I do it, it blends better with like the nose and the bronzing here. And I'm just kind of blending it in with the other color, but I do like focusing it a lot right here on the brow bone as well. Not the brow bone, but like I guess it's a brow bone.
The beginning of the brow bone.
The beginning of the brow bone. So now I'll be using this color in the Patrick Ta palette.
I think it's Mother.
Is it Mother?
Maybe.
Mother, yes. And I just dug my nail into it. Tragic. So as you guys can tell, I'm just using multiple shades of brown.
Caca.
I just feel like the more shades you put into it, it looks better. Like more blended. I don't know. It looks more blent. And I'll just tap some of it on there. Just because I know it'll get darker here. What do you guys think of her lash extensions? I did them.
What about my brow lamination? They're symmetric now.
Oh yeah, her eyebrows are bad. So I am changing my brush. This is a Luxie 237 blending brush. It's a really, really fine tip on this one. Not fine tip, but like, you know, it's like a smaller fluffy brush compared to the one I was just using. Look at that difference.
It's like straighter.
Yes. Just because I'm going to go a little bit more in. And I'm going to be going back to the Makeup by Mario. And going into this shade right here.
I think that's matte 7.
Yeah, this is hard. This is my first time really doing a makeup tutorial.
She ate with my Hoko makeup though.
Oh yes. I didn't record any of it. I always do Casey's makeups for everything. As you can tell here, it's starting to get, you know,
Shadowy?
a little bit darker, but we're making the center of her eye still pop out. We won't be using dark colors in here. Make it a little bit darker. So now I'm going back to this fluffy brush that we were using prior. I'm not going to put anything on there. I'm just going to use it to kind of just blend those guys in. This is BH Cosmetics number 9. I don't know if this set still exists. These came in like a whole set. Just because I will be going into like a black color. And just doing it on her lash line.
How are they going to see my lash line if I have eyelashes on my lashes?
It still makes it a little bit darker. Like right here I put a little bit more on the outer side. Casey doesn't really have a mirror to see what's going on. But just to give it like a soft eyeliner effect. I just don't want to use liquids with her lash extensions. Back with this little fluffy brush. Blend this part out here. As you can tell, this is just a lot of blending. I'll just be using a flat brush. Once again, this brush doesn't have a name on it. I must have got these like on Amazon a really long time ago, but it's just a regular flat brush. And I'm going to be going in with the Patrick Ta. This only has like a tiny bit of shimmer. Where is it? It's this last color. It's not showing it. Right here. It has a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. But it's super, super pigmented. So I'm gonna use a little bit of concealer just to lighten it up. I use the Pretty Fresh by ColourPop, and this is the shade Fair 15 W. I don't know if that's just because I'm the warm shade or if there's like, you know, I don't know how their collection works. But I'm not putting too much. Oh, she has an eyelash right here. There. Open. I use a little too much concealer on this side. Look at you. And then I'll be using the same brush that I was using, the flat brush. And now I'll go into the Patrick Ta. Just to set that concealer. Alright, so we're back. We came to the conclusion that we're doing the rhinestones at the end of the shadow look. Or at the end of like her face. So we will be going into her eyebrows now. Usually I would use like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I already laminated her brows. So we're just going to use the Foul Proof Brow Powder from Benefit. And this one's in the shade number 3. So it looks like this. I don't really use this because my eyebrows are actually tattooed. So I'll be going into the lighter shade from number 3 just because it's easier to build up color. I don't want to make her eyebrows too dark.
Give me Sharpie brows.
I'm just putting a little bit of powder in there. Let me get her spoolie. Let's brush them a little bit. And those spoolies, I got them at a lash store, a lash supply store when I, you know, to buy lash extension stuff. But I'm pretty sure you could find them on Amazon.
I think you can find them on Shein.
Or Shein.
Or Temu, probably.
I don't want to do too much to her brows. Just because I don't want to change her face too much. I want it to be her same face. Then, I have a little brow pencil.
This is the Benefit, something something.
This is the Precise My Brow Pencil from Benefit. Still number 3. And I'm just going to be doing little strokes. Oh my gosh, she's staring at me. For her, she does use primers. One thing I do like doing to make my makeup last is I use a lot of setting spray. So this one's the Oil Control Makeup Setting Spray from Urban Decay.
Because I'm an oily gal.
Yes. So I will be... What?
Mine has 2 lids.
There's 2 lids on this?
Mine does.
That's crazy. Let that dry up. Oh, honestly, this spray kind of stinks. This is my favorite primer when I do use primers. It's the Soft Matte, the Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter. You see it?
No, they don't.
So I'm using it on the areas right here where she has bigger pores mainly. I'm tapping it in. Using the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade Fair Beige. I won't be using too much. This is already pretty full coverage, and I'm going to be covering her beauties with it. Using the Born This Way in the shade Ivory for her foundation. Just tap it in. We put one coat. We're gonna spray her face again, and then we're gonna do a second coat of foundation. This is again the ColourPop. The Charlotte Tilbury in the shade number 1, Fair Pale. Ooh, the Airbrush Flawless Finish.
Oh. Charlotte Tilbury.
Charlotte Tilbury.
This thing. If y'all can see the little thing on her hand, it's like a little heart. Look at how cute that is.
So I just apply some on here. I'll be going back with this one, making sure it's blend, and then set. Only under the eye I'm doing this. Just because this area creases. So then I will put some all over. All right. So I'll be going in with the KKW, the contour stick. And this one is what shade? The shade Light. Looks like this. And I will be using shade number 1 to contour my homegirl over here. Using the Morphe E8 to blend this bad boy out. So we need to add some color to her face.
What do you mean? I like looking sick.
First, back to this, which I forgot to do after. So we're going into the chocolate bronzer, and now I'm using a Morphe MB4.
It's a more dense little brush.
Yeah, it's so fluffy. I don't use a lot of brush for what it's supposed to be used, so don't judge me.
It works though.
Now we're gonna bronze homegirl up. It's My Ray Ray number 3. I don't know if BH Cosmetics still has this collection. And Dante broke this, but this is the Tarte blush in Fiesta. Feisty. Feisty.
Fiesta.
I was gonna say Fiesta because I have one that's like, I think it's called like birthday something. Oh, this is Party. It's called Party. And this one's a little bit more of like a nude orange pinky shade. I love this concealer.
Concealer?
Oh, nude blush.
Not using mood to yourself.
As you guys can tell, I am more asleep than Casey. I woke up early to clean my house, and then I woke her up and she was cranky. The audacity, ungrateful.
You went to sleep earlier than me, though.
I didn't go to sleep early.
What time are you going to sleep?
I went to sleep at like 10:30, 11-ish. Because we were watching a show.
Have y'all watched the Mario movie? I think
have
y'all
not.
should. We should go watch it, Vito. I'll go watch it with you. I'll buy you some popcorn.
Fun fact, movie theater popcorn hurts my stomach.
Me too, but I like how it tastes.
No, like it hurts my stomach bad. Like I'll throw up bad.
Oh, ew.
Yeah. So we're going to do her waterline now. I do have this NYX pencil. Oh, we love when she starts blinking like this. Then I'll be using this Real Techniques brush to blend it out. I want to take some off from right here. This shade. Just to do a little bit of shadow right here. I'm going to use a different brush. I'll maybe go back to the Bastani brush just to add some of that shade on there. Just because it's a tiny brush anyway. Nothing too crazy there. And then I will be having her do mascara off camera. This is the House of Lashes one. It's my favorite one. And then I do have our gems. We're using more of an iridescent shade. I don't want them to spill. Alright guys, so I am doing her lipstick. Come closer. And this is in the shade Coffee and Kissy from Morphe, the lip liner. And this is the Kylie lipstick in the shade Candy K. So that's what I'll be using on her. And I do like using a powder puff when I do makeup on someone else like this. Just because that way I don't touch her face anymore. My trick to lighten up the lip and like making it highlighted in the middle, I'm going back with my ColourPop concealer. Getting a tiny bit right there. Go like that. Let me see. More of the darker shade. We only want it in the center. We want it on the outside of it. And there's the look. Boom. Come on in, Casey. Show them your makeup. Come up. Turn. I'll do a recording right now. This is the look for the eyes. You look so good, sister.